Subscribe. MTL World at Middle World 1 YouTube channel. Swallowed Star 2. Origin Continent. Volume 8. The Battle of Yulan City. Chapter 327. The Fall of Yulan City. 22nd of Volume 8. Translator. Shadow Knight AK. Editor. Shadow Knight AK. After refining the city builder seal, Luo Feng returned to his secluded cultivation chamber and devoted himself fully in comprehending the mysteries of life and death. Although he still allocated a sliver of his consciousness to control the life and death grand formation and dispatched an elder-level clone to assist in eliminating infiltrators in the core region, his primary focus over 99% of his thoughts remained on cultivation. Especially in his current state, after consuming the 100 Tribulations heart essence, his comprehension and thinking speed had increased 3,000-fold. Life and death, united as one. Luo Feng was rapidly deducing and perfectly refining it in his mind. However, the Tao of fusion he pursued was far more profound than that of an ordinary half-Xuanhuan level Tao. To elevate and fully integrate it into a qualitative transformation was an immensely difficult task, one that required an overwhelming level of mastery. Luo Feng had already reached the final threshold stage, before daring to rely on a supreme treasure in hopes of breaking through within a single day. But even with a full day, it's still too difficult. If I had just a few more days, I'd be far more confident. Luo Feng also knew that the situation is dire and he doesn't much time, so he could only continue to improve as quickly as possible. Suddenly. Luo Feng, from the time you refined the city builder seal to now, Yulan City has lost another 15 elders. The voice of Palace Master Yuanxiang carried a hint of helplessness. The Yulan City's defense formation is on the verge of collapse. Your formation must assist to defend the city. It's gotten this bad. Luo Feng's heart clenched. Although the elder teams are working together and had been successfully eliminating infiltrators one by one. But the ultra-limit level heart bewitching worms and the 5 main leaders' true bodies are also assassinating our elders one by one. Their spiritual attacks are devastating. Once an elder falls, all of their incarnations across the 9 rivers sacred realm are wiped out. Hall Master Yuanxiang's voice turned grave. We must hold back the enemy forces outside. If they break through and storm into the city, it will be over. Palace Master Yuanxiang sent a message. Your formation must be part of the city's defense to resist the external attacks. Understood. Luo Feng responded decisively. The low-level Xuanhuan life-form legions must be kept outside at all costs. If they breach the city, they could slaughter the elders in an instant, causing the entire defense system of Yulan City to collapse. At that point, nothing would be able to stop the massacre. With a single thought, Luo Feng expanded the life and death grand formation, integrating its power into Yulan City's defensive barrier. Luo Feng's formation alone was equal to the combined strength of 40 to 50 elders, immediately reducing the pressure on the city's defenses. The Palace Master's formation is now focused on repelling the enemy's army outside. The infiltrators inside the city. We elders will have to handle them ourselves. A sense of exhaustion spread among the elders. Suddenly. Ha ha ha. The lurking leaders burst into laughter. Seeing that the life and death grand formation was now focused entirely on external defenses, their eyes gleamed with excitement. All infiltrator teams, regroup and hunt down the elders. The king issued his orders again. The 18 elite infiltrator squads who were originally scattered and hidden, immediately converged. With no formations targeting them from above, they once again gained absolute speed superiority over the elder teams. They all felt that victory was getting closer and closer to them. Kill. The fiercest force within Yulan City was the true body of the king. As an ultra-limit level existence, his power was beyond terrifying. With the majority of the city's defenses occupied in holding back the external army, there was nothing left to restrain him. Yulan City could only delay him. Killing him was impossible. If he wasn't eliminated, he would continue launching attacks after attacks. His mastery of techniques was too profound. Even with the elders' combined defenses, some would inevitably fall. His efficiency of killing elders alone was equivalent to that of 5 leader-level teams working together. Each leader-level squad consisted of 6 leaders' true bodies working in perfect coordination. As long as the 3 palace masters do not shows up and there is no devastating formation attacks targeting them, these leader-level squads are virtually unstoppable. Suddenly. Stop. A clone of Luo Feng transformed into a boundless sea of blood, instantly intercepting one of the leader-level squads. It's Luo Feng. We weren't even looking for him, yet he dares to come after us. Kill him together. The leader-level beings were annoyed. To them, Luo Feng wasn't even an elder, hardly worth their time. Yet his boundless blood sea engulfed them instantly. Destroy. The 6 leaders simultaneously unleashed their spiritual will attacks. This clone of Luo Feng lacked the immortal heart and palm realm. However, as the city lord, he could still channel the power of Yulan City for protection. Moreover, he also activated the Liyuan technique. With his ever-deepening understanding of the technique, his resistance had grown stronger. The six-fold spiritual onslaught, though terrifying, was significantly weakened by the city's power. Luo Feng endured it head-on. His mind was instantly flooded with illusions, his perception of reality thrown into chaos. Yet, under the protection of the Liyuan technique, he remained clear-headed. He still knew exactly who he was. Even 6 Perfection God Emperor Realm spiritual type low-level Xuanhuan lifeforms can't shake me. But this realization made him even more vigilant. If even Perfection God Emperor Realm beings possess such strength, then what about an ultra-limit level entity? A true qualitative leap in spiritual willpower. Suddenly. Get lost. Break. The 6 leaders, whose true bodies oscillated between illusion and reality, erupted with spiritual power. Since their spiritual will attacks had failed, they chose brute force instead and transformed into their real terrifying bodies and exploded. In an instant, 6 overwhelming entities materialized, their combined pressure vastly surpassing even Palace Masters Wei Yong and Gai. Boom. Luo Feng's blood sea was shattered in an instant. Having broken free, the 6 leaders saw no need to waste time entangling with Luo Feng. They swiftly departed. That Luo Feng must have a powerful soul defense treasure. His strength is likely among Yulan City's top 10. They made their judgment. What they didn't realize was that this was merely one of Luo Feng's ordinary clones. Leader-level true bodies were evenly matched against one another, and when moving together, they were truly difficult to deal with. Luo Feng watched them vanish into the void, his expression calm. Even if I use Immortal Heart and Palm Realm, at best, I could fight them to a draw. Forget it. If even I can't handle the leader-level squads, how can the other elders face them? Luo Feng could already predict the outcome. Many elders had realized the same thing. But what could they do? They could only watch it all unfold before their eyes. The number of elders continued to dwindle. The resistance was crumbling. Even the elite infiltration squads were difficult to eliminate now. The elders. There are fewer and fewer left. A massive elder squad moved together. At its helm was Master of the Guifang, leading 17 elders including Changqing Tower Master. They gazed at the sky. Yulan City's defensive formations had been reduced by 50 to 60. The remaining ones were struggling to fend off the attacks of external army. It was reaching its limit. Yulan City was on the verge of collapse. Master of the Guifang raised his head and gasped. Damn. Though the battle had felt long and drawn out, in reality, not even half a day had passed. The Dark Holy Realm's reinforcements had no chance of arriving in time. The only remaining variable was the Palace Masters. The Palace Master Yuanxiang. Despite being suffering from soul pollution, he had comprehended 2.5 Xuanhuan level Daos. If he goes all out, perhaps there's still hope. Master of the Guifang pondered. If a miracle happens, Yulan City might hold out until reinforcements arrive. But aside from Palace Master Yuanxiang, I see no hope. Meanwhile, within a humble dwelling in the city's outer region, Palace Master Yuanxiang gazed up at the sky and sighed softly. All the elders expect me to have a solution, but I know the truth, I have no way out of this. It's hopeless. Even the life and death formation is under Luo Feng's control. I've done everything I can. Forgive me, practitioners of Yulan City. Palace Master Yuanxiang sighed heavily. Boom. In that instant, the armies of low-level Xuanhuan lifeforms surrounding the city exploded into action from all 4 directions. They had sensed that Yulan City's defensive formations were barely holding on. Now, following a coordinated command, they unleashed an all-out attack, disregarding all costs. Even the 4 kings exerted their full power. An overwhelming storm of attacks rained down upon the city. The defenses already pushed to their absolute limit finally broke. A massive breach was blasted open in the protective formations. Immediately, countless low-level Xuanhuan lifeforms swarmed through the gap. Ha ha ha. The city is breached. We've won. The invaders charged in like a tidal wave. The elders of Yulan City were in a frenzy, desperately activating the remaining formations to intercept and slaughter the invading forces. Among the intruders, there were even early-stage and mid-stage god emperors. The grand formations reaped them in droves, their bodies disintegrating into nothingness. But the enemy numbers were simply too overwhelming. Kill the elders first. Wipe them out. A colossal ultra-limit level entity, as vast as a coiled mountain range, roared as it charged into the city. It led an army of over 1,000 Perfection God Emperor level low-level Xuanhuan lifeforms, all rushing toward Yulan City's core region determined to obliterate the final resistance. Seal the city. Leave no survivors. Outside, more enemy legions received the order to blockade all possible escape routes. It's over. Yulan City is finished. The elders could only watch. Most of them had clones elsewhere and could afford to remain composed. But still, we fought so hard to defend the city. And still, it has fallen. Not only have we lost our foothold here, but we're about to witness a massacre. Within the city, more than hundreds of millions of practitioners had been anxiously watching the battle. They were too weak to fight. But when the city's defenses crumbled, despair gripped their hearts. We're all going to die. How could Yulan City fall? Where are the palace masters? Why didn't they hold the line? Some looked up at the sky, at the horrifying ultra-limit level entity and the countless leader-level beings. And then some laughed. Ha ha ha. I cultivated for so long. I even surpassed the origin world I was born in. I walked the path of the strong, standing among countless powerhouses from across the cosmos. And yet, I've encountered this calamity. Hundreds of millions of us. Walking toward death together. So, this is where my cultivation journey ends. This is the end. Many practitioners faced their fate with calm acceptance. They had always known death was a possibility. Today, that moment had finally arrived. Inside Luo Feng's cave residence. His trusted subordinates, Emperor Qing, Emperor Ming, and Emperor Fu, all looked toward the sky. Among them, Emperor Qing and Emperor Fu had clone techniques. But Emperor Ming did not. Even though I have life-saving treasures. With the enemy sealing off the city, escape is nearly impossible. Emperor Ming sighed. He had long known that the world outside the origin continent was dangerous. The day I left my homeland, I was already prepared to die. I just never thought it would happen so soon. Emperor Qing and Emperor Fu looked at him but could do nothing. Why is brother Luo Feng still in seclusion? Emperor Qing glanced toward Luo Feng's meditation chamber. Through his faint karmic connection, he could sense that Luo Feng still had a clone in seclusion. He hadn't emerged, even after the city had fallen. Inside the chamber. As the city lord, Luo Feng was fully aware of everything happening in Yulan City. He saw the enemy legions flooding into the city. He saw the massacre beginning. Yet, the city has fallen. But I still haven't broken through. His eyes turned bloodshot. Faster. Faster. I need to be faster. I don't have time. Under the effects of 100 calamities' heart essence, his soul felt like it had already endured life and death. The pain was unbearable. But now driven by overwhelming desperation, his will surged beyond all limits. Boom. Luo Feng's soul trembled violently. And then the pain vanished. Instead, a sense of ultimate clarity washed over him. His thoughts accelerated 1,000-fold beyond even his normal enlightenment state. Countless insights flooded his mind. This is it. In this miraculous state, Luo Feng rapidly perfected his life and death Tao. He no longer needed to experiment, he knew the correct path instinctively. Within 10 short breaths. Boom. A fully perfected, transcendent life and death Tao emerged in Luo Feng's mind. Success. At that moment, Luo Feng had finally stepped into the late-stage God Emperor realm. His heart surged with excitement. But almost instantly, his miraculous state collapsed, and a wave of even more intense pain ravaged his soul. Yet Luo Feng didn't care. He only had madness in his eyes. There's still time. Boom. Luo Feng burst out of his cultivation chamber. The final battle is about to begin. Blank. End of chapter. Subscribe. MTL World at Mittel World 1 YouTube channel.